Welcome to our January podcast for Coaching for Abundance. I'm Lynn Anderson, and I'll be your presenter for this podcast. Our topic is creating your wow factor. It's the new year, and you certainly want to have a brand, have people aware of who and what you are. You want to create a wow factor. Here's some examples. Aren't these people creating some wow? I'm sure you know each of these folks. Cher, what a unique wow she has. Or Madonna, or even Oprah or Hillary Clinton. Each of them has a brand of who and what they are. But most importantly, with their personal brand or with their wow factor, it's a part of their essence. It's authentic, and it's who and what they are that they're projecting. As Harry Beckwith says, it's not slickness, polish, uniqueness, or cleverness that makes a brand a brand. It is truth. So you want to identify a brand or a wow factor about yourself that is truthful. It's authentic. It really is the essence of who and what you are. So I created these 5 key elements of branding your wow. The first one is B, build your self-worth, your wow. Find out what it is about you that makes you unique and different. What are your strengths? What is the value that you bring to the table? Take some time and really find out what that wow is. Then, once you have it, represent it with pride. So R, when you go out, let people know what your wow factor is. Let them know that you're an energized woman warrior, if that's your wow factor, which is my wow factor. Don't hesitate. Don't worry about what people might think if you say that. Most of the time they'll be very interested if you share some interesting, unique characteristics about yourself, then they'll want to know more. So represent yourself with pride. A, achieve your authenticity. So again, what you pick needs to really represent who and what you are. You don't want to fake it till you make it. You want to be true to yourself. You want to represent the truth, and that will be wow in itself. People will say, wow, she's not kidding. That really is what she's about and what makes her unique and different. And you want to network that uniqueness or that uniquely, and you want to take that wow and represent it both online and in person. Today, people are going to look at your LinkedIn profile probably prior to when they meet you, or they might look at it after they meet you in person. And what they want to see is consistency, that truth, that authenticity, that you're who you say you are, both online as well as representing yourself in the networking events. So you want to be consistent with your wow, and you want to be sure it's portrayed both online and offline. And the last but not least is that you want to be sure that you have developed your own personal brand statement and a plan so that you leverage your wow factor. How can you create that wow? First thing you have to ask yourself when you're creating that plan is, what's your purpose or your objective? Are you trying to get a promotion? Are you looking for a new position? What about a new career? How might your strengths and your wow factor play in to that? Maybe what events do you have to attend to? How should you be representing yourself online if those are some of your intents? And that could also help you support your brand. You want to look at what you want to be known for. As Warren Buffett says, your premium brand had better be delivering something special or it's not going to get the business. So what's special about you? If you're trying to get a new position, what makes you so special? What makes you the right fit for that new promotion or that new slot or that new opportunity? Why should someone pick you? You want to be sure that your brand clearly communicates that and that your wow supports that endeavor. What are your unique gifts and talents? How are those gifts and talents used effectively to support those opportunities? What do you love to do? And how can you use that love and that passion? Because when we use our love and passion, we're going to get results. So how can you use that love and passion in what you're trying to accomplish? Remember, always be positive about who and what you are, what makes you unique, and what your wow factor. I like to suggest doing a SWOT analysis. I was a consultant We use these SWOT analysis when we evaluated projects, programs, organizations, companies, and we looked at strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And you can do the same and create a personal SWOT analysis on yourself to help you come up with your perfect brand, your perfect wow statement. If we look at the first one, S represents your strengths, and that's definitely critical in creating your wow factor. You want to have people assess you. I suggest asking 5 friends, co-workers, and family members. You want to pick people from different parts of your life so you can look for commonality. Again, you want to be authentic and real and say the truth no matter what situation you're in. There's also a great assessment called the Strengths Finder assessment, and that's done by the Gallup poll, specifically by Tom Rath. You can get it online, and it's a very inexpensive assessment that will tell you what your strengths are from a business perspective. There are certainly a lot of other assessments you can take: Energy Leadership, DISC, Myers-Briggs, RBA, and more. And you can also take a branding test at reachcc.com. And it's a free test that will help you come up with some ideas for your strengths and what makes you unique, and really even helps you create your wow factor. So as Lao Tzu says, mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. So understanding what your strengths are will allow you to have true power in what you're trying to accomplish and achieve. It will definitely create the wow factor. In addition to listing your strengths, you want to list your weaknesses. You want to look at what things you do not like to do. That will also give you insights in what you like to do. You want to check out the opposite from your strengths and look at how you're leveraging maybe others to help you in those areas. What do you enjoy giving others to do that you really don't want to do? You want to get feedback from others on these weaknesses and look at areas, people to support you in those areas, or outsource these areas so that you can be stronger in what you're trying to accomplish. I definitely like to say, do not create a learning plan for your weaknesses. You want to create a distribution plan. You want to distribute out the tasks that are aligned with your weakness to others that can either support you if you have to do the task yourself, or outsource them to others so you don't even have to do the task at all. And that gives you more time and energy to focus and do things that you love to do, your strengths. And that will really create an energized wow factor. You also want to look at your opportunities. As Napoleon said, the ability is of little account without opportunity. So you might have great strengths, but if there's no opportunity to use these strengths in a new role that you're looking for, or maybe you're looking for a promotion and there's no new roles, there's no opportunities out there for you to be promoted where you're at. So the opportunities are limited, and even if you have the best strengths, you're not going to achieve the goal of getting promoted. So you want to look at where there's opportunities to leverage your strengths and see results for yourself. You want to seize those opportunities, and that's going to allow for your success in 2013. You don't want to stall out waiting for the opportunities to occur. You want to brainstorm what opportunities there are out there. You want to definitely capitalize on your strengths with these opportunities, and you want to take a chance to improve your performance based on these opportunities. So take the time to really analyze, think outside the box of what opportunities are there out there where you can leverage your strength. You might find some unusual opportunities that you hadn't thought about in the first place. And the fourth area that I ask you to analyze as far as your SWOT analysis is the threat. As the sign says, danger, thin ice. You don't want to go under. You don't want to be under that ice cap, but there can be things that can harm you along the way. And it's good to have what I like to say a risk assessment or a contingency plan for these risks in case they occur. Some examples of some threats is maybe you're taking on too much and there's not enough time to accomplish some of the things that you'd hope to accomplish. Maybe there's a lot of competition in a certain area, one of the opportunities that you're looking at, and maybe it's better to go to another opportunity because of the competition. Maybe it's really too costly at this point. You can't invest your money into the opportunity. Another thing is maybe you're just not properly trained, and maybe you need to take a time out and get trained first before you can realize and capitalize on that opportunity. So look at the threats that might be in your way, might get in your way, or might be out there. Don't hesitate to take some time to really complete the SWOT analysis and determine what's best for you. How can you utilize your wow factor to get maximum results? We also talked about a personal brand statement. Here's an example of a personal brand statement that you might be able to use in a networking event. Here's mine. Hello, my name is Lynn. I'm a fun, energetic, motivational executive leadership coach who loves helping women to lead their life of abundance. So with that, you can see some of my strengths. I'm energetic, I'm motivational, I'm fun, and you can also look at some of the things that I do. I'm an executive leadership coach. You can also see the opportunity. I like to help women who are looking to be leaders in their life and they want to have a lot of abundance. So if they're seeking an executive leadership coach to help them do that, then maybe they'll seek out me, and that'll be my opportunities. I also know that, some threats I might have are people that don't like fun, energetic, motivational people. Or maybe they don't want abundance in their life. Or maybe there are other executive leadership coaches for women out there that could be considered threats. So those were all things that I would be considered as I go out with my branding statement. I want to be sure I'm different. Instead of just saying I'm an executive leadership coach that maybe a lot of people would do at a marketing event, I go a step further and talk about some of my strengths so it might intrigue people. I also a lot of times like to add, and I'm a woman warrior, and I help other women to be women warriors too. And that may drive out a conversation for people to say, well, what is a woman warrior? What about war? Why do you consider yourself a warrior? And that can lead to some conversations that would allow me to capitalize on my strengths and tell them a little bit more about my business. Here's another one. Hello, my name is Sally, and I'm a detailed-oriented, task risk-averse program manager who savors challenging supply chain management projects and likes quiet walks in the woods. Wow. So maybe I have a supply chain management project that I'm looking for someone to manage. Sally might be the right fit. Maybe I know that for my project I need a risk-averse program manager who's detailed-oriented. Or maybe I need a strategy person who's thinking at a high level, therefore Sally's not the right person. And that would be okay with Sally, because Sally's wow factor is not that strategic thinker. No, she's the detailed-oriented person, and that's her wow factor. And she likes to be very thoughtful, hence the walks in the woods. So that would definitely lead into some conversations and allow Sally to put her unique differentiation out there and create her wow factor. And it would certainly lead to a lot of conversation. You want to also take these statements and incorporate them into your online presence. So for instance, like your LinkedIn profile, you have a summary at the top of your LinkedIn profile, and you'd want to be sure that if I'm Lynn, I have fun, energetic, and motivational in my online branding statement. And Sally, the same thing with her detailed-oriented, risk-averse program manager. You'd want to have that as a part of your summary statement in your LinkedIn profile. You want to be sure that you list out what your talents are, what your strengths are, incorporate who you are into your profiles. What makes you unique and different? What's your wow factor? I'd encourage you to start creating a couple, share them with others, or try them at a couple networking events. See how they play. You can adjust them, improve them, keep working on them until you feel comfortable that you're really stating your unique differentiator, who you are, and what your wow is. And what you want is people to take away those items or those ideas, and you want them to say, yes, that's really who she is as they get to know you. I also have included, because it's important not only to create the brand statement in conversations, but also online, as I said. You want to be sure that your LinkedIn profile has that branding, has that wow incorporated. And I've come up with, like, say, my top 10 branding tips for LinkedIn that you can use to take the information once you've created your wow statement and incorporate it online. So first thing is in your title. What does your title say about you? Step outside the box and have some fun incorporating some of your strengths and your wow factor into your title statement. It doesn't have to be so boring as I'm a program manager, I'm a leadership coach, I'm a IT professional. There's thousands of those out there. What makes you different and unique than all of those? That's much more on target. And it will attract the opportunities, jobs, and people that you want to attract. Be sure your professional photo also represents your brand and who you are. If you say you like to have fun and you're energetic, but your photo is very no smile, it shows you maybe slumping down, that doesn't portray your branding statement. So be sure it does. You want a complete profile because nobody likes anything that's incomplete. You want to use your status bar to communicate your brand and let people know what you're known for. So like for Sally, who's a supply chain expert, it would help her to post educational articles on supply chain or program management leadership tips that she's found out in her realm of influence or in her expertise or white papers that she's created and posted. You also want to personalize your LinkedIn URL and not use the default setting, which is really a bunch of numbers, and it's much harder for people to connect with you. Your summary, you want to have your summary be your wow factor and be part of your elevator pitch that showcases your brand and expertise and definitely includes your wow. You want to show your specialties that link up again to the strengths and capabilities that make up your brand. You want to be part of groups that recognize that skill, that expertise, and supports and are aligned with your professional image. You want to make recommendations or get recommendations from those that have experienced your brand in action. And you want to review others in your area so that you can look at the threats and opportunities that are out there to differentiate yourself from those that are in the same market or same area that you focus on. So for instance, Sally would want to do a search for program managers in supply chain, see what they have on their LinkedIn profile, what she can leverage, but also what might set her apart from them. So if somebody's looking for a supply chain program manager, she might stand out from the rest by having her wow factor evident in her profile. So I hope these 10 tips help you see how important and what a difference building your wow statement can do for you. So in closing, I have 5 things to remember. First is to definitely discover what your strengths, your talents, your values, and what you love to do or what you're passionate about first and foremost. And be sure those strengths and talents and passions are incorporated into who and what you are both online and offline. Find others to help support your weaknesses. You don't have to do it all. And the first thing to outsource would be things that you don't like to do, your weaknesses. It'll free up more time to focus on your strengths and to leverage your strengths. You definitely want to look for opportunities to demonstrate and leverage your strengths and be able to communicate your wow factor. So you want to look for groups, marketing events, networking events, professional associations that all support your strengths and the opportunities you're looking for. You want to overcome the threats that might be out there standing in your way, maybe from a promotion. You want to look at those that are up for the same promotion that you are and really understand what sets you apart from them. You want to be proactive about it. So overcoming your threats and planning on how to capitalize on what you have can really make a big difference. And number 5, remember, it doesn't matter whether you're online or whether you're offline. You want to be communicating your wow, being consistent and authentic all the way. So I encourage you to be bold but consistent, and definitely take the time to brand your wow. It will really make a difference in your professional life. So what's up next? I'm offering in January a 2013 planning package. You can have 2 individualized coaching sessions with follow-up for only $150. That's really 2 for the price of 1 session with me, and I'll really help you in creating your wow factor and coming up with your career plan for 2013, your goals, your intentions, and what you're really looking to do. And that will really booster yourself for the new year and get you ready to be a leader in your life. You can read the wonderful book, Energy Leadership, maybe while you're on break, maybe when you get back in January when it's cold out and there's not a lot of things to do. It's a great book, and it definitely shows how your energy and your passion can really make a difference in your life and in your business. You can buy the Women Warriors online vision board. If there's $100 off at this point in time, you can get it for $97. Again, over $100 off from the price. It's the beginning of year special, and you can have your vision and what you're trying to accomplish right there online every day in front of you, reminding you so that you can help succeed throughout the year. You can certainly listen to my Women Warriors Weekly radio show at blogtalkradio.com/Women Warriors, and that's free. All you have to do is spend some time listening to the podcast, listening to the show, which is on every Wednesday at noon Eastern Time. But don't fret. If you miss it, there's a recording, and you can listen to the recording at any time. And on January 11th, in conjunction with the Metis movement, I'll be giving a webinar that hits on these same points as far as how to create your wow factor, and that's from 2 to 3 p.m. You can join us live, and you can also, ask questions, get insight if there's anything that you want to know about in more detail. So join us on Thursday, January 11th. Have a wonderful, wonderful January, and I will see you all in February for our next podcast. And thanks for listening and taking the time to check out Coaching for Abundance. Hopefully this is insightful and certainly help you create your wow statement for 2013.